What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Jersey Girl, written and directed by Kevin Smith. All right, let's waste no time. Let's talk about it. I overall like Jersey Girl. When you compare Jersey Girl to a lot of Kevin Smith's filmography, this movie kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It's one of his most cleanest and much more commercial type of movie. Like when you watch Jersey Girl after watching other Kevin Smith movies, you can tell this movie has more of a conventional feel to it. It doesn't have a uniqueness to it like a lot of other like a lot of other Kevin Smith movies does. Not only that, to me, I think Jersey Girl, Kevin Smith tries to capture the magic he did with Chasing Amy, but I think he hit the mark with Jersey Girl. I think with Jersey Girl, he was trying maybe a little too hard to be commercially polished. That's not to say Jersey Girl's a bad movie, because overall, I think Jersey Girl's actually pretty solid. I think the hatred this movie gets is kind of overblown. Is saying this is not the worst movie ever made. It's in comparison to a lot of Kevin Smith's other works, it's his most weakest, but it's not a bad movie whatsoever. I think it's backed by a very good performance by Ben Affleck, who I think was criminally crucified for this movie for no apparent reason. I thought he did a good job playing the character of Oliver Trinky, and I like how Ben does the role. I like how when we first see the Trinky character, he is this overblown publicist. He's got the world in his hands. He is like Mr. Big Shot. He meets and marries this Jennifer Lopez Gertrude, this hot woman. They're starting to build a life, and then unfortunately she dies giving childbirth, and Oliver Trinky's this is where his life gets turned upside down, and this is where he goes from being this hot-headed guy to being a dad. And when Ben Affleck is being the dad version of the character, it's great. I thought he did a good job. I like the chemistry he has with the little girl. I also like this budding romance he has with the Liv Taylor character called Maya after he's caught trying to rent porn at the video store. I think the romance that blossoms between those two is overall solid. I think more could have been done, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine for what it was. But this movie is mostly built on the relationship between Gertie, the daughter, and her father Oliver. And I think Ben Affleck and the little actress, they pulled it off to the best of their abilities. To the best of their abilities, I thought they had very on-screen chemistry. I thought it had a lot of really good tender moments to themselves. And they have other moments where it can get a little too sappy and a little too sentimental to the point where it feels more like a Disney movie. But overall, I thought it was fine. Now, they're also backed by a very strong supporting cast that includes Jason Biggs and George Carlin, who plays Bart Trinky, Oliver's father. This was George Carlin's final film before he would go on to pass away. I like George Carlin in the movie. I thought he was actually really funny, and I actually liked the chemistry between Carlin and Affleck. Being a father and son, I thought they played really well off one another. Jason Biggs, who pretty much plays a this character called Arthur, who is pretty much a protege for Oliver, and then eventually Arthur goes on to get his own to work for a different firm after Oliver is pretty much blacklisted after kind of making some lewd remarks about the press and the Fresh Prince himself. I like Jason Biggs in this movie. He comes across as really likable and someone who actually has a lot of respect for Oliver, and I enjoyed the scenes that they were in. I thought Jason Biggs gave a solid performance. Of course, this movie, but this he's fresh off the heels of of American Pie, so Biggs was kind of popular at the time. I thought he was fine in this movie. This movie also has Stephen Root and Mike Starr, who plays George Carlin's friends, and I like them in this movie. Though I don't think this movie has enough of them, because in the few scenes that Starr and Root are in, I was kind of enjoying what they were doing. They kind of had they had like a an untapped comedic chemistry between those two. I found the few moments they shared together on screen to be actually pretty funny. That's just me personally. I would have liked to see more. Uh, but I do like the scene where Oliver and his daughter get into a real nasty fight, and Oliver pretty much says that he pretty much hates his kid, and he pretty much hates his wife for them ruining his life. And of course, you feel guilty about that. But this leads to a really cool scene where Oliver actually meets Will Smith. They have a very heartfelt conversation. And this is what inspires Oliver to abandon getting his job back and go on to his daughter's school play after after they have been rehearsing to do a segment from Sweeney Todd, and I like the whole school play segment at the end of the movie. I thought it was nice. I thought it was cute, and I like the dark humor of having Sweeney Todd be the center of attention for it. I thought that was pretty cool. But that's just me and how I feel about it. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to say about Jersey Girl. I think it's an overall solid movie. It's definitely not Kevin Smith's strongest movie, but I enjoy it for what it is. I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, when you compare it to the rest of his films, this is a forgettable movie, but I don't think it's as bad as many people want to make it out to be. I think it's overall really, really solid. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for Jersey Girl. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe, and I will check you back next time for more.